Hi everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu and you get to see me adjust the HUD for a moment in the beginning of this game that we're watching live streamed between Luciano playing as the Soviets, Luciano an extremely good Soviet player, and Cyrano de Bergerac, a classic literary reference playing as the OKW. You can tell my mouse wheel is working a bit better. I've noticed that the scroll out on my mouse wheel works a little better if I sort of scroll left and right. Oh Jesus, I didn't know that worked in Company House 2. That's really not helpful because you can only scroll left and right and not up and down. You know what? I should bind my mouse wheel to scroll up and down on the map. Can you do that? No, you can't. You can't bind anything in Company House 2. Remember, this game is a piece of shit. Anyways, we have a Kubo wagon out first for the OKW. Pretty interesting. And the Soviets have yet to build anything. We're just getting any buildings. I mean, the combat engineers went straight out onto the map to lay some wire. They really care about this wire, considering they could be capping this point up here or something, so Luciano really wants to wire off that green cover for some reason. And really wants to wire off this house for some reason, even though there's only like one window on this side of the house. Interesting. So Luciano really worried about... Luciano really worried about the OKW setting up shop over here. Doesn't care about capping stuff or building with this combat engineer squad. We have a 3 conscript opening. We're getting some folks grenadiers out now from the OKW. Conscripts caught riding dirty, but they don't take too much damage from the Kulet, more or less max range. And another folk squad, so I was thinking maybe we'd see a machine gun coming out or something. Cyrano's banking some manpower. Maybe not sure what to buy, but went to the folk squaders. What do we have here? Pioneers, medical supplies are cheaper, folks, and then conscripts, great. Do we have any cool stuff here? Ooh, Overwatch Doctrine. It's been a while since I've seen this. Oh, Bird is here. Bird casting. Cat Commander is now hosting you. Thanks, Cat Commander. I think there's supposed to be something that shows up when you host, but it didn't happen. Overwatch Doctrine, crazy, fortifications, special ops, advanced warfare. This thing's cool. I don't think people ever use it, but it's kind of cool. PPSHs are better now, so maybe we'll see it. Wait. Man, these things are very similar to each other. But armored assault tactics and guard rifle combined. So I'm gonna hypothesize we get guard rifle combined because everyone loves guards these days. But time will tell. I hope we get Overwatch Doctrine. I hope some fucking Goliaths start driving around. Where was the reinforced steel barricade completed? Where did these Sturm Pioneers build a reinforced steel barricade? Well, Tier 2's going up, so I don't know. What do you think is going to come out from Tier 2? Place your bets now. Is it just going to be so that you can build an AT gun eventually to head off a quick armored car or a quick Panzer II? Is it going to be Maxim spam? I'd be surprised to see mortars, but you never know. So Soviets went 3 conscripts into Tier 2, then a field hospital. Still no A-tier Molotovs. And it's just fun to keep track of Soviet build orders like this. How many conscripts? When do they get the grenades? When do they tick up? Thinking maybe we'll see a Maxim, because we do have a relatively early Tier 2. Maybe it's just because the engineers were pushed off here, so they had to retreat. So as long as they were in base, might as well build them. Nope, I was right. It's a Maxim. The Maxim is here. No need to fear. Where are these beat up folks right here? Well, so the wire's maybe paying off. I don't know if the OKW would have been further across the... Oh, Jesus, what? That was an incendiary. I thought for a second the flamethrower was just completed and then they lost the flamethrower on a critical and it exploded. But no, the engineers are safe down here. They've got their flames. And we've got a fight. Where's the fight? Kubo wagon has not done much. It's got a kill. I guess it's capping, so that's the important thing about the Kubo. The OKW is about to have both fuels on the map. That might be why the Soviet player is taking some damage on these combat engineers to run over here to the left instead of engaging these Volksgrenadiers in the fight, which you would have expected since there's a flamethrower. Geez, these people need to get back. Oof, that was bad play. You wanted them back to be healed up by the medics rather than losing 2 models immediately to the Sturm Pioneers and having to retreat. So that was a bit of a misplay from the Soviet player when you've got low health like that. It's time to consider retreating. Like these guys. These guys need to consider retreating, except of course they want the decap first. Oh, what a retreat path is that? Come on, go this way, please.
We are losing territory.
See if they lose another to the folks who are wisely giving chase. If you can keep this squad down and out for a while, it's important because it's got the flamethrower. But it looks like they're going to get away with 2 models. The Maxims here is somehow chased off the Kubel. Since the Maxim has 5 people who aren't busy with the gun, they can sort of just run at the Kubel, and those 5 people will be enough to basically chase it off. So just we had the upgrade to battle group headquarters here, and here we go. We're actually getting a quick flak half-track. So the Soviet player is relatively well positioned to respond to this because they can build an AT gun, but the AT gun is just so expensive, 320 manpower, and it can be tough to catch that flak half-track. We'll see what the Soviets do. We do have AT grenades upgraded already, so the Soviet is totally ready for this flak half-track, but another Maxim's coming out, so that's going to be a big manpower hit. It's going to make it hard for the Soviet player to respond immediately to the flak, which is half done, and the OKW also banking a lot of manpower, so we'll see what happens. Seaborg has just followed the Twitch channel. Thanks, Seaborg. For those of you watching on YouTube, I do broadcast these streams live on Twitch. Go check that out, etc., etc. Our first STGs were upgraded a little while ago on these Volksgrenadiers, and they don't have Vet 1 yet, but they almost have Vet 1. Who's going to win this fight? Conscripts are... Oh, well, the folks leave. Or the conscripts leave. I'm surprised. I think the conscripts could possibly have won that. Oh, I guess they knew there was other shit around. You don't want to get caught in the back by a Kubel in this. So, okay, the second Maxim does pop. We're 100% committed to the second Maxim. I'm actually surprised it's that far. Oh, no, the second Maxim is here. I'm like, how is the second Maxim this far out onto the field already? But the second Maxim just popped out of here, and it's here. So that means all that manpower is committed. Luciano is 120 manpower away from a AT gun, which is important because this AA thing is here, but it can't see the Maxim, right? No. And the Maxim, I'm sure, cannot see it. No, so this is a surprisingly tense situation here. Neither player knows it yet, but there's some shit about to go poppin'. And sandbags. Great. Oh, well, I called it. It's the guard. It's the guard doctrine. So, oof, these are going to be good mines in a sec. Oh no, this one leader is going to hit the mine. He gave his life for the motherland. Doesn't even suppress the rest of the squad. Surprising. I guess they weren't close enough in to take the suppression. So this guy, this is MVP of the game so far. He popped that mine. Squad didn't even get suppressed. They're able to walk over to the fuel, and soon the Soviet player is going to have both fuel. Jesus, imagine setting up this half-track to guard the fuel, but not having any infantry to cap the fuel for like 20 minutes. And in fact, although the OKW is about to be able to cap the fuel, they do have to respond to this huge Soviet assault on the left. So far, not even knowing it, the Soviet player is playing this extremely well versus the flak half-track by entirely avoiding it and not having to fight it because the Soviet player already had that fuel. Somehow the flak half-track gets sight on the Maxim. Don't know how that happened. Maybe they shot the folks or something. But yeah, so the Soviet player has an excellent assault going on here. The OKW doesn't have a lot over here to cap these points. So I think the Soviet player is going to be happy to ignore the flak half-track for a while, and we actually have an AT gun building. So the Soviet player will have plenty of time to respond, can even call in some guards to do that. So earlier I was going to say once the guard doctrine was chosen, are we going to see the Soviet player get the guards instead versus the flak half-track rather than going for the AT gun? That's a super risky move. But if you catch the flak half-track with a good AT grenade and then you shoot it in the back with some guards, it can die pretty fast. But that's very risky, of course, because the flak can kill your guards quite fast. So it's much safer to grab an AT gun and then maybe go for some guards, try and button it or something, keep it in range of the AT gun. We have some German mines here, by the way, maybe protect the half-track in the event it has to retreat. We have a recant river out relatively early in case the Soviets go, what, T-70 or something to fight the half-track? You wouldn't expect... I guess the Soviets have had pretty good fuel control, so maybe you can think they've tacked up to a T-70 soonish, but still, that would be jumping the gun a bit. They did have to hit Tier 2 first. Again, a detente. Soviet player probably pretty happy with a static game like this, not a lot of fighting, because with this flak half-track out, the German army is pretty superior, although now we have guards on the field and an AT gun, so technically the Soviets can take this on. But for a while, the German army was pretty superior with this flak half-track, and so the Soviet player, anytime they don't have to be fighting the flak half-track, they can just fight on other parts of the map. That's exactly what they want if they're not giving up map control for it, and the Soviet player isn't giving up map control for this. These conscripts really just fucking getting owned. I'm surprised these Volkswagens are doing so tremendously well. The Soviet player, I'm sure, isn't even noticing this, otherwise they would have retreated. Yeah, Soviet player just now looks over and it's like, what the fuck killed my conscripts? And the answer is, Volkswagens going ham. There was no reason those Volkswagens were supposed to do anywhere near that good in that fight, but they fucked up those conscripts, and so that was alright. But the German player certainly doesn't have anywhere near enough stuff to make this assault work. That MG34 might be a pain in the butt in a moment, but the German player is not going to be able to recapture anything on the right. The Soviet player is going to get an excellent AT shot. Oh man, these guards rifle as bait is a tremendous choice right there. They lose a model, but they are able to bait the half-track to stay there and get shot by the AT gun. That was an interesting choice by the Soviets. I think maybe they were thinking, look, if I get lucky and there's no AA half-track or it's not set up, my guards will just go in here, capture some stuff, maybe get some good shots on the AA half-track. If it is set up and my guards get insta-pinned by it and take some damage, that's okay, because my AT gun will get the shot, and that's exactly what happened, so good play from the Soviets there. MG34 forces the retreat here on the left for the Soviets, but there is this Maxim still guarding the fuel, and they've got the fuel over here. So again, Soviet going to be very happy with a relatively static game. We also have VPs more or less even, but right now the capping is in favor of the Soviets. Creative name. Yeah, the flak half-track is way too passive. You have to push all the squads back with the first push. I mean, certainly Cyrano did not get much done with the flak half-track. It was a good idea to send it over here, because then you can cap the fuel and stuff, but there was no capture follow-up with the flak half-track, so I'm not sure. Like, you know, it's tough to use the flak half-track on the offense to drive in and kill stuff, because then you just eat a lot of AT grenades and die, but certainly you don't want to use it passively in terms of territory control, which is what the OKW was forced to do, because they didn't have enough capping power over on the right-hand side of the map. So now things are looking slightly better for the OKW. This push on the left is going pretty good. As soon as half-track shows up, it'll force off the Maxim, but it's going so slow that the Soviets are getting time to reposition. We're going up to tier 3, and we have 130 fuel in the bank, so that could mean either a T-70 or just a Su-76 to take out the flak half-track, or just zoom straight up to tier 4 and start pumping out some T-34s or something. So, okay, so like I said, this German assault is now going fine. The Germans will be able to take this fuel, and then they'll have relatively even map control, not too bad. Maybe pick off a few Maxim people on the retreat, but it took so long that the AT gun's here, and they have to pop some smoke to get away. Ooh, conscripts with PPSHs and Vet 2. They're going to fuck up these Volkswagens. Looking pretty good for the Soviets, and a nice assault here. These. Ooh, what just picked up a conscript? Oh no, it was a mine. I was like, if they were Kenton sniped a conscript, that's actually bad news, because it revealed itself. But no, it wasn't. It's set to hold fire, obviously. I'll see if these Kugelwagen can hold off the Vet 2 conscripts. They are half health, so that can be doable. Oh, look at this. AT gun bombard. I want to look at this. Oh no, they need to be behind the cover, or do they chase the Kubel and try and get the AT grenade? They lost 2 men. Nice model kills on the Kubel. There's so much stuff to look at. They damaged the engine. Let's look at this fight. Nothing interesting. Look at this fight. Nothing much interesting. They're pinned, so they're not going anywhere. And some T-30 or Soviet mines. Now they're behind the green cover, so that's the perfect thing. You want to get the grenade, then retreat behind the cover, or charge him. Charging him is tough with only 3 models. I think the flamethrower guy just exploded. No, obviously not. The flamethrower is still there. Incendiary. Why do I keep thinking incendiary grenades are exploded flamethrowers? What's wrong with me? Another bombard coming out from the AT gun, pushing off the MG34. Very good, says Luciano. Not sure in reference to what, but I agree. Poor conscripts. These conscripts, I think this is the same squad that fucking bit it behind these sandbags against maybe this same squad of Volkswagens. So there's something about these Volkswagens and these conscripts in this position behind these sandbags that the Volkswagens are just fucking killing machines. Jesus, they are doing work! They are doing work! These Volkswagens get the Medal of Honor. They are eventually pushed off, but that was really impressive, and they're replaced. German player, oof, really not able to utilize this flak half-track. It's been out for what, like 10 minutes or something, and it's got 2 kills. 10 minutes is overstating it, but still 2 kills is just a brutal amount of kills. And also flooding a lot of manpower, not sure what to get. I think probably wanted to set up tier 4 a while ago. Where did that truck go? Oh, the truck is out here. Interesting. This is in tier 3, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so the German player, ooh, mine. Kubelwagen's surprisingly okay about that mine, and the AT gun isn't able to get up a shot, but the Maxim, oh, it's going to fuck it up. Nice. Nice. You would think it'd get more vet for that, but maybe it did. I wasn't actually watching the vet. If anyone was watching on Twitch, you can clip it and find out the vet, or don't. That's okay. Nice flank here on the Stern Pioneers, getting the AT gun pushed off. But to no avail, there's a Maxim. Yes, just painful not getting much use out of this flak half-track. The Germans got relatively good manpower and even fuel, so maybe they can bust something out of Tier 3. I don't know what you'd build. A Puma? It's tough to know. It's tough to know. We'll have to see what the Soviet techs do. That's going to be the big deal in this game. What's the Soviets' next teching choice? Excellent! Incendiary grenade on the Cis forces it to reposition, which means the flak AA half-track doesn't have to move back too much, and it can probably protect from these conscripts capping the point. Can it? Oh, they're just in range. That was maybe calculated. Nice folks, too. This is looking good. If the folks... Oh, no, the Maxim... Wonderful reposition. Ooh, and the mine goes off. If the folks had been able to push in and fuck up that AT gun, things would have been pretty bad. Interesting, pulling back the AA half-track. I guess knowing the machine gun's still around. Look at these two Raketans. This is overkill Raketans, but now we're getting a KV-1, so... we'll see. We'll see. The Raketans won't be overkill when there's a KV-1. And we are getting a Stuka's a fuse, a walking Stuka. Interesting teching choice. I guess when your opponent's got a bunch of Maxims and an AT gun that's giving you pain, the walking Stuka is a good choice. But at this point, the Soviets had such good fuel control that you gotta figure they're teching. You haven't seen a T-70 or an Su-76, which means probably they blew past Tier 3 into Tier 4. It is tough to keep a track on that fuel, but if you figure, look, you've got these two tiers, and an AA half-track, and you've had worse fuel control, and your opponent hasn't shown any signs of fuel, you really got to think they're teching to something crazy. Because, look, you haven't seen a Soviet vehicle yet. I mean, now you have. Well, maybe he hasn't yet. I'm very thirsty. I need to drink a water. But, yeah, reflect for a while on how well the German could have guessed that the Soviets are this far ahead teching. Where's this going? Is it going on this? Yep. Nice retreat from the Soviets, but too late. Nice first barrage. First barrage is something you want to wipe. You want to wipe a thing with the first barrage. Now, I don't think the German knew where the AT gun was, or if they did, it was too far back. So that was a good choice. Clears up the right-hand side for German exploitation. We'll see if that actually happens, because there's a KV-1 there. But, oh man, two Raketenwerfers. This could be really good for the Germans. Do they see the KV-1? This is the wrong... They see the okay, here, this is... Okay, well, it's kind of a beast. Oh yeah, nice Faust. And this is pretty good. The Raketans are going to get another couple shots in. Look at this. It's down below half health. It's snared. The Raketans can maybe chase. The Sturmpeiters should be reversing to sort of clear the way, but they might catch the KV-1 here. German player may get a huge pickup. Look at it, it's going down. Do you think it's gonna get made? Is there anybody to scout for the guns? Are they gonna? They gotta chase. You gotta fucking chase this thing down. Oh boy, oh boy. This is some good cover here. This may save the Soviet player. And there's just a conscript squad. There's no conscript repair. This Maxim is going to save. Oh man, you need to get this. I can't believe the German player did not go ham for that. I would have fucking, as soon as I saw this thing going, I would have clicked my fucking AA half-track, send that shit over there. Just send everything. The German player did get a cutoff for their trebles, and a cutoff here too, so that was still pretty good, but you need to wipe that KV-1 out. That was almost GG right there. I mean, come the fuck on. We have a Katyusha being built in reply to the Stuka. Interesting. 100% skill, says Luciano. Maybe, maybe not. Who are you referring to? The Germans or the Soviets? I mean, the Soviet player did get the KV-1 out of there. You gotta give him props for that. AA half-track up to 4 kills. I'm proud of you. But the German player is so fucking scared that there's an AT gun or something that they just move it out immediately. Oh look, the Katyusha's gonna kill a machine gun just like the Stuka killed a machine gun in its first barrage. Isn't that cute? It's adorable. Look at the name of the Soviet, says Luciano. Oh, right. Boy, Luciano is in chat talking about the game. Luciano just wiped the squad. Good job. And Julio84 says, good game so far. I cannot disagree. This is, I think, only 3 squads wiped. This squad and then the 2 machine guns that are wiped. And the Kubel, I guess. Oh, second Stuka shot. This could get gross. Yeah, I don't know if Luciano knows where it's going. Yikes. Yikes. That was that 2 conscript squad. That was really painful. This is 2 barrages, 12 kills on the Stuka. Motherfucker is just rolling in death at this point. Oh, and the guard squad almost goes down. Yikes. Luciano needed that conscript squad. I guess he's got the manpower to call in guards, and it's immediately what he does. But yikes, that's bad. Still only 4 kills on the half-track. One vet. And here we go. KV-1 is ready. First attempt was not very successful. Second attempt will hopefully be better. Soviets still in a very good position. Down a few squads, but this tank is still way out-teched anything the German player has, and it's only the fact that those 2 Raketans had a perfect opening volley that the Soviet player did not basically immediately win the game. Interesting to see the KV-1 going for the machine gun instead of the half-track. I guess the idea is clear out the machine gun, then the infantry can move in, make it safe for the tank, because who knows where the Raketans are. Surprise, they're here. Are they going to fire? I don't think they have sight. Luciano surely does not know the Raketans are there, otherwise we'd have light artillery barrage going. Have they buffed the Stuka? I don't remember it being that good, says Julio. Nope, it was nerfed. Yeah, well, I mean, if you get both squads the Stuka was firing at were super clumped, and the conscripts weren't even retreating. The Maxim was retreating, but it hadn't packed up yet. So when they're clumped up, they're not retreating, and the Stuka gets lucky, it can easily wipe a squad like that, no question. And so it did it twice in a row. Because both times Luciano had no way of knowing what it was shooting at, and even the first time he did, but retreating a Maxim is very hard because it has to pack up. KV-1 finally making its presence known. It's up to 3 kills. Wow, I didn't think the Stuka was recharged yet. This is, woof. Almost wiped a squad again! This is a very good Stuka. This is, for things going so badly, getting so badly out-teched, the German player has to be relatively okay with how this game is going. They don't have horrific map control. They are grabbing this fuel on the right slightly earlier than Luciano gets the fuel on the left. In fact, before Luciano gets the fuel on the left, because there's MG34. And, yeah, having been super out-teched, the German player is still holding their own on the back of some brilliant Stuka barrages. Still no Vet 1, though. 16 kills, no Vet 1. Relic, please. Nice AT gun barrage. Where'd the mine go? Interesting mine. Interesting mine. Oh, man, guard's eating it. Interesting grenade. Here's the Katusha. Katusha is bad. Oh, look, it's killing stuff. Okay, it's alright. Look at... This guy's like, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck. Please, please don't kill me, Mr. Katusha. Oh, fuck. That's a Maxim. It's a stolen Maxim from the right. Wiped out by the Stuka. Seaborg. I downloaded this game afternoon and I'm here trying to learn more. Great. Always love to see new players. What you need to learn is that the KV-1, I don't care what anybody says, it's bad. I recently posted on Reddit one of my shoutcasts, and it was a shoutcast where I was beating up on the KV-1, and everyone's like, Tycho, the KV-1 is good. I will never change. I will never change. Stone Pioneer maybe going to go down. Yeah, oof, squad wipe. I feel like the Maxim fired outside of its arc to wipe that squad, so that's some cheating. Luciano definitely hacking. Confirmed. Ban Luciano relic, please. VP is looking pretty bad for the Germans. I'm surprised about that. I guess the Soviets have been very good about keeping this middle point, and then also these 2 right points the German hasn't wanted to cap back because the fuel has always been more important. But we don't have Tier 4 yet for the Germans. We have 180 fuel in reserve. We're probably just waiting for Command Panther. And we have a T-34 coming out too for Luciano, so that'll help fight against the Panther, the KV-1 plus the T-34 combo. But the Kretens are going to be a huge pain in the ass. Oh look, here, they're opening up. A couple bounces, very lucky on the KV-1 there. I guess the front armor is not so bad. There's a penetration, and now they got to pull out. KV-1's easily going to get repaired. And wonderful Soviet map control again. Where's the Stuka going? Jesus, it went in the middle. You faked me out. Didn't kill anybody. We have skill planes called in on the left. Oh, Jesus! Oh, that was gross. They killed a couple motherfuckers. And that's going to hold the left for a while for Luciano. Luciano knows that the 2 Raketenwerfers recently retreated, so they're probably back in the base or something like that. So the KV-1 is driving forward, even though it's relatively hurt, to go do some damage. push some people off the left, and that along with the planes will mean the left is fine, the right is fine, the middle is fine, the Soviet player is fine. VP's ticking down pretty fast for the Germans. The Katyusha could fire. I would recommend holding the Katyusha until you find the Raketenwerfers and sort of bait them. Like, I guess it's tough to catch Raketenwerfers with a Katyusha because they retreat, but the spread is good enough that, oh wow, pops the smoke and then reverses. The spread is good enough that maybe you can, even if the Raketenwerfers retreat, a stray Katyusha rocket will hit them. I'm surprised the KV-1 is going for it. This is, oh Jesus! The T-34 fucking went behind enemy lines and got him. That's really bold, considering you have no idea where their Raketenwerfers are. I guess now you do. You've retreated them here, so this is looking excellent for the Soviets. Katyusha's coming in on the KV-1. I think probably it's better to target enemy units with the Katyusha, but I'm not an expert in this game. I'll defer to Luciano on this one, and it looks like this is going to be basically GG. A flamethrower adopted on the retreat, which you don't see very often, but aside from that, the German player... I don't think they're going to have... They don't have the fuel income to bust out this Panther. Fucking strategic points are capped all outside their base. They're going to lose VPs before the Panther comes out. So Luciano's fine throwing away this T-34 potentially. In the face of the Raketenwerfers. XX broken knee XX has just followed. Thanks. Luciano is... Oh, doesn't have the Katyusha ready to shoot these things. So... Yeah, this is clearly the GG push from Luciano, ready to take some huge damage on the tanks because he doesn't care. Drop the Flamer because they also have a DP-28. Makes sense. Makes sense. So this is looking like GG. So I think it comes down to number 1, not getting much done with that AA half-track. Number 2, don't know if you needed 2 Raketenwerfers 20 minutes before the KV-1 came out. Number 3, not catching the KV-1 here on the right. If the German player had fucking killed that KV-1, Soviet player is back to square one, teching-wise. German player still has a fucking AA half-track, and that's like GG right there. But yeah, those 3 things combined, I think, are what sunk the German player in this match. Despite some nice Stuka barrages, including this one. I lied. It only killed 2 people. But that was a good game, and thanks for Luciano for stopping into chat to give us some inside information like, nope, it was nerfed about the Stuka. GG. Good stuff. Good stuff. Join us next time when the Panther does something.